Hello everyone, Nostradamus here, and today we're going to talk about how you are doing it wrong. That's right, I know you don't want to hear this, but you are doing it wrong. Actually, some of you out there are doing it right. I am seeing it in the comments, but so many of you out there are doing it wrong, especially when it comes to stocks like Workhorse, highly speculative. And today I'm going to cover some of the basics to make sure we can get you on the right track. Hey, this isn't my first rodeo with the Workhorse stock video. Just my most recent one has a 69 like to 89 dislike ratio. Are you kidding me? Look at that sexy devil. One other thing I noticed in there is there's only 191 subs. What? We got to change that. Start hitting that sub button. Come on, hit that like button. Let's get this algorithm kicked in. All that last video really talked about is something that I preach all the time. Watch your size. In this particular video, I talk about locking in profit so that I can't lose. And you know what? I got to point out my favorite comment. Please get off YouTube hurting investors with stupidly for subs. That's a messed up trick. Hey bro, I disagree, but I love you and I thank you for the comment. So for this video, it's very important and I'm going to discuss the following things. First, I want to get you in the right mindset when it comes to trading. This is going to be very useful, not just for the stock market in general, but especially in stocks that are highly volatile, highly risky like Workhorse and a lot of these SPAC plays that are having a lot of FOMO and MOMO going on right now. So then I want to get into how to trade Workhorse. Again, the same mindset and policies apply to the stock market in general. I'm going to discuss my opinions on whether I think Workhorse is a buy, and you're definitely going to want to stick around because I'm also going to discuss a stock that's a better option out there, in my opinion, a stock that I think you're better off putting your money in. Yeah, man, so I got to tell you, that FOMO is you know what it is. All right, so there's a lot of YouTubers out there, Workhorse, all these SPACs, there's several of them out there, Workhorse, Hyliion, LCA, right? I could go on and on. It is real easy, but Workhorse is really at the forefront. It's one of the most popular ones, especially after what happened in Nikola in the early days where it just really exploded. Workhorse has got a lot going on because of the USPS contract, which actually didn't come in as expected by September 30th. I was not surprised by that. I would not be surprised at all if that continues to get delayed. There's just so much going on with the government. There's so much going on with the United States Postal Service. The government can easily say, we'll continue to keep these funds here, but we need more time to evaluate and come to a decision. Me personally, I'll get into that later. So really it comes down to the mindset. Again, there's a lot of YouTubers out there. They're highly promoting this. They're telling you a bunch of the great news. They're looking at all these different analytics. Oh, Trump loves it, politics, Lordstown, relationships, factories. Look, a lot of great news, a lot of good reason to get hyped. But when it comes to investing in the stock market, you have to, and most people don't do this, and I find myself breaking this rule all the time, but the better you get at this, it's much more guaranteed that you'll have success. So what it really comes down to, the money that you put into the stock market, you are investing. You have to consider that money gone. You have to consider the fact that you are not touching this money. This money, if you have an emergency, you need to be in a position where this is not for an emergency, this is for investing. And because of that, because of the inherent risk in the stock market, you have to be okay with the fact that you can lose it all. If you can't afford to lose that money, and then you need to reevaluate how you're approaching investing in the stock market. Now, this mindset is going to carry over to when you invest in a particular stock. In this case, we're talking about Workhorse. You need to go in with the fact that you know that you are investing an amount in a very risky stock and it can go to zero. It was just last March, not too many months ago, this stock was $1 to $2 and it started exploding. Really basically because of the USPS contract, it's blowing up on YouTube, the FOMO gets going. And in my opinion, this stock in this way, in the last video, I was selling. I was protecting my profits. I thought the price was way too far ahead of what it's really currently worth. And, I'm not going to get too much into that. I just really want to drive the point home that you need to invest an amount that you're okay with losing. You need, like, if you're constantly there checking Workhorse stock or checking the price or losing sleep because you're worried about the price, you've invested too much. Look, I get it. I do it myself. I've even done it recently with Tesla. I've invested way too much. I may do it again. You know, we want to make that money, right? But this is not sound financial decisions when you invest too much. And I just have too many people that say things. I don't know if they're kidding or they're not, but they're saying, you know, I just took out all my retirement out of my 401k and invested in Workhorse stock, or I'm all in Workhorse stock, or, you know, again, really watch your size. I cannot preach this enough. Whatever you invest in Workhorse stock, you may think you know, but you don't know. No one knows what's going to happen. And that's part of the problem out there on YouTube. People just easily, they watch these videos and they easily get into the mindset that I know that this is going to happen. This person saying this person saying that. They sound really confident about it. And then you start building this confidence and then you start making bad decisions. Hey, look. It may pay off. You may go all in on this stock and it may pay off, but if you continue to trade like that, you're eventually going to lose all your money. And you just really want to watch your size. You always want to invest into a stock or into the stock market an amount that you are okay completely losing it all, because I promise you it can happen. I promise you, if you follow those last two tips, just watch your size in the stock market in general. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And from each position you buy, whether it's Workhorse, whether it's Tesla, whether it's Apple, whether it's Hyliion, whether it's LCA, whatever, especially with stocks that are SPACs and IPOs, you definitely want to watch your size. Me personally in Workhorse, I had at one point 300 shares in my main account. That was about 6% overall of my total account size, around $6,000 in a 100,000 account. And I was starting to feel a bit uncomfortable with that. Yes, I could have afforded to lose all of it, but I wouldn't have enjoyed it, right? I lowered that down to 100 shares. And then eventually when Workhorse hit near 30, I posted that last video. I said I was selling. I was considering only selling half. Lots of dislikes. I was called an idiot. I eventually ended up waiting an extra day because I wanted to see if Trump would say anything during his Monday thing in Ohio, and he didn't, and that caused it to pull back a couple bucks. Eventually, I sold it all. For me, again, I don't have nothing against Workhorse. I want them to be successful. I want stricter guidelines and regulations when it comes to EV. For example, 2035 in California. I want 2025. I want 2021, right? I'm tired of us destroying this planet. Anyway, but Workhorse, it's just too speculative. Even if they were to get the contract, I think a lot of that's built in, and then they got to deliver. And that's really where it gets hard. And that's really where a lot of things can go wrong. For me, I think there's a lot better things to invest my money in. I'll get to that in a second. One that I really like. But for me, I ended up selling it. I wish Workhorse the best. I wish it long-term success, especially with everything going on in the world today, the president getting sick. I'm just not willing to risk a whole lot on a highly speculative stock like Workhorse. And in general, I've gone into more cash just because I kind of want to be ready. I've got 100 shares of Tesla. I've got 100 shares of Space. I really love Space. I've got 100 shares of this other stock I'm going to really want to talk about. This is one that I think it's a better purchase than Workhorse. We'll get to that in a second. But then I've got like 60 to 70% of my portfolio in cash. I'm going to do a lot of defined risk options trades. Definitely want to subscribe if you want to learn how to do that. Again, they're defined risk, they're high probability of success. It's greater than 50% chance of success on these trades. It's beautiful. I enjoy doing it. And the greatest thing is it is a form of passive income, and they're defined risk. You know how much you're going to lose. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is option selling. I'm selling premium. I am the house. I am doing trades that give me a statistical edge versus option buying where you're the sucker and long term you're going to fail. I promise you, all right? So if you're one of those guys, just start smashing that dislike now. All right, so let's get into the stock that I'm really looking to accumulate more and more over time. I have a long-term outlook. I think this thing is an easy 10x plus. It does have some risk. I could be wrong, but let's get into that right now. So don't hate me. I don't think Workhorse is a buy, but I do wish it the best. If you follow what I discussed in the beginning of the video and you think it's a buy, go for it. I don't hate the stock again, right? I do think it could go up again more. Just watch your size and get into a position you're comfortable with. Me personally, the stock I'm going to be looking to buy more of is NIO. I love NIO. They're in a huge market. They're already starting to see success. They're in the early days. I do think they will be a company that will continue to grow. I think Tesla will probably be the more dominant one over there, but NIO is also expanding to Europe. NIO has a relationship or a partnership with Mobileye, which I do believe they will be able to get to full autonomous driving over the next 5 to 10 years too. So I just see a huge potential for growth with a lot less risk. And it's a really good price right now at about $20, including having some recent analyst upgrades. So this is an excellent stock to get on early and play that however you want, whether you want a dollar cost average and just accumulate shares over time or combine that with some options plays. I do a lot of covered strangles and covered calls around it to lower my cost basis. The 100 shares that I have, I've already aggressively lowered my cost basis. You're definitely going to want to subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more of that content, because I post trades like this all the time. And I will be continuing to accumulate NIO and lowering my cost basis in that. Anyway, I'm not a financial advisor. Seek your own licensed financial advisor before you make any decisions in the stock market. I'm just telling you how I approach it. And again, I'm very bullish NIO. I will be looking to accumulate that. I personally think it's a much better buy than Workhorse. So yeah, let's leave it at that and let's go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, so there we go. Recap, watch your size in the stock market, watch your size in any position you get into, such as Workhorse, especially something like Workhorse, highly speculative, can easily blow up in your face. It could also easily triple by the end of the year, especially if they get the Workhorse contract. I wish it all the best. I personally, it's too much risk for me right now. I'm not going to get involved with it. I personally think they will get some of the USPS contract. I don't know how much. I don't know when. That's a big deal. I don't know how much is going to change between now and then. And even if they already get the Workhorse contract, I have serious concerns that they're going to be able to pull it off from a management level and produce the vehicles required. That's why I'm looking to invest in other companies such as NIO that I've discussed before. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it a lot. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. It really helps out that algorithm. I know you get tired of hearing that, but yeah, I'm trying to grow this channel. If you aren't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed if you enjoy it and you want to continue to get more of this content. I love you all. You have a great day, you have a great week, you have a great rest of this insane crazy year, and peace.